Somebody asked for a cloud tutorial.
You want a cloud tutorial, do you? Yeah? I'll give you a cloud tutorial you'll never forget.
So a quick search on Wikipedia will reveal that there's about 600 different types of clouds, and there's people that have just made up these bogus names for all of them. Stratocumulus, stratus, cumulonimbus, nimbostratus, cumulonimbostratocirrus, depending on where they are in the sky and what shape they are.
Buddy, cloud tutorial, I'll give you a cloud tutorial.
Having so many different cloud types means that we're going to have a lot of different ways to paint them. So I thought that we'd get together for a little bit of learning, and we'll go over about 4 or 5 different examples of how you can create clouds using an airbrush, with freehand and stenciled forms as well. Well, come on, let's go and learn something. Come on.
Yeah, you want to learn, do you? I'll bloody learn you something.
So I'm going to do this in stages. I'm going to grab a few pieces of A4 paper. I'm going to put a nice little border around them, and then I'm going to base tone the entire image blue. I'm talking a sky blue. Grab our blue. That's just your typical blue. Cobalt, they call this one. It's a nice straight blue without any other color influence. And we'll just whack 3 drops. Woo! It's like a baby blue. Let's go for a slightly darker tone. 1 more drop of blue. And let's go for that little bugger test spray. It's always best to have a little testicle spray before you actually go ahead and put the paint right onto your canvas. Just go ahead now and put that on the paper. I got a load of paint left. Great, the first piece of paper is flat toned. Super stoked and excited about that. Now with this first method of doing the clouds, there's one thing I'd like to mention. It's probably one of the most important things to achieve a sort of semi-realistic looking cloud. And it's something that most people won't think of. We've put the sky blue colour down. Would you have thought, oh, okay, but we're going to need to put more colours down before that? And I'm not talking about the clouds. I'm just giving you time to think. Right, so what we're going to do is actually add a darker blend. And what the general rule of thumb is that wherever the highlight is on your clouds, if it's on top, then we're going to have a darker blend of blue coming from the top of the sky down. It's simple, isn't it? You know? But it's the little things that are going to set your artworks apart from others. Okay? So what was that you said before me? She said that you put in a bit of reducer before you put in any paint. Yeah, that's right, mate. Just seems to stop things from clogging up as much. Won't give it too much of a violent shake, more of a nice little encouragement. So it's straight blue that I've put into the airbrush there. And like I said, I'm just going to do a bit of a blend from the top, sort of stopping about halfway, okay? Don't be too afraid to blend from one of the corners either. I mean, it's going to give you a different look if you've got a blend that sort of comes at an angle. Something to think about anyway, isn't it? Okay, so hopefully you've already got yourself a couple of reference pictures. Stick that on there. Great, so we're just going to be doing some streaky clouds, if that's okay. This is what I'm talking about by streaky clouds. You can see how they sort of move across the sky. They don't have any great formation or depth to them. Straight white, you ask? Absolutely. So I mean, I've just got the reference picture on the side there, and I'm just going to try to copy, you know, some of the shapes that I see there. You sort of got this falling sort of feel to all the clouds, like as if they're curving upwards in a way, and then meeting. See how easy this type of cloud is to do. I mean, it just comes together. Now I'm going to move in there and do a few details here and there and just mix it up. Mix it up. Really can be a little tricky sometimes with the white because it seems to really be absorbed through the paper, so you really got to encourage it to stick, you know what I mean? Just concentrating on your heights. So you're going to add a bit of fluffiness where you see a little bit of background cloud. If you want to add a tiny bit of dimension, add a little bit of dimension, but these top clouds really high in the sky, they don't tend to have too much dimension. So you think we'll give it to them? No, that's exactly right. Got this sort of recurring theme of the clouds just sort of going up. No matter what sort of cloud you're doing, if it's sharp or soft, they're all curving up in some way. And if you're painting this on a harder surface, feel free to use your erasers and things like that instead of using white over the blue. If you can scratch it off and use the white of the paper, great, go for it. You'll probably get a more photorealistic looking result. That's the first type of cloud. It's that simple. I wouldn't even go in and add any grey or anything like that. The only thing you can do is grab, say, a wax-based or chalk-based white pencil and just go in and exaggerate any areas that you feel should be sharper. But to be honest, I don't think any of it needs it, so I wouldn't even touch it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now this is the easiest type of cloud. The next one that we're going to move on to on this same sheet, a little bit more technicality. So let's get cracking. Now the next type of cloud that we're going to be doing here, I'm going to get a little bit more violent with the white and I'm going to smash it on. We're going to go super sharp around some edges and outline the shape of some clouds. Just be a little bit brave, just go ahead and add a few textures and whatever you can see there, you just want to mix things up a little bit. Alright, we're going pretty well, believe it or not. I mean, we've got a good base down there for those very simple, typical clouds. However, the next step is to mix up sort of a light grey, and I'm talking about 1/3 of a cup of white and 1 drop of black, so a super light grey. And we're going to add a little bit of definition into these clouds. They don't have to be looking like clouds yet. If you step back and squint really hard and you've got bad eyesight, maybe they'll look right. But once we add the grey, things will really start to look up for us. Remember that the closer the clouds are to you, such as this one, the more of the underside of the cloud that you're going to see, so you can really add more detail to the underside of that cloud. And that's really all there is to these clouds. So there's only one method left that I'm going to show you with the white on blue clouds, and that's the stencil method. Just after looking at a bit of the playback from that video, I can see that paper's probably not the best thing to demonstrate it on. So what we're going to look at doing next is using a piece of foam core board, and we're going to try to make some really photorealistic looking clouds. I don't want you to be able to tell that they're airbrushed. And to do that, we're going to use more stencils, and we're going to use a couple of different shades of grey, but not 50, okay? Oh yeah, don't forget we're on Facebook and Twitter and that. Come and follow. Come check out the forum, ask some questions, hang out. We'll see you shortly.
I'll give you a cloud tutorial.